Hey guys, my friend Sam gave me an awesome idea like last year and I hadn't gotten to it to make a video about the deferred maintenance items on a house that if you fix up front, they only cost you a little bit of money, and if you let them go longer and longer, they become more expensive problems. So it's really a good habit if you are a property manager, if you have rental property, or even if you're just a homeowner, to take once a year a really good inventory around the exterior of your home or your properties to see if there's anything that you can take care of now that's going to be easier to address than if you let it go until later. The other good thing about this is if you can look and find things that maybe you don't have to pay attention to or address right now today, but if you know they're coming down the road, you can start budgeting for some of those items and know they're coming. And if you're a property manager, your clients are really going to appreciate this as well. So this property, I just had a tenant move out of it. And so we're doing the walkthrough just to see the condition they left it in, the things that we need to repair that are the tenant's responsibility, but also we're looking at the things that as landlords we need to look at and address to create less problems down the road and protect our property. So as we start walking through the property right off the bat, there's a couple things that you're always going to want to take care of with your home. And right here we have peeling paint. So before we rent this out again, we're going to scrape all this paint. We're going to touch up peeling paint, touch up missing caulk. We're going to touch up all these areas where we're missing grout. Taking care of that now, one, just makes the home look nicer, but two, it's going to preserve the wood or whatever surface your window materials are made out of. Now right here, we have some missing downspout extensions. You never want to have water by your foundation, so we are going to go ahead and add extensions for the downspouts, and we're going to do the tipping type, so when you mow and take care of the yard, you can tip them up, tip them down, but we always want water to be going away from the property, so that's just something that's good for preventative maintenance for your property. Now your house might have different things. The point we're trying to drive home is just take a look around your property about things that you might need to address. So again, right here, we have another downspout extension that we're going to take care of. Same as before, we just always want to get water further and further away from a property if we can. Now this is a big one. This tree we trim every year, but this year it has really grown. We've had more moisture than I've ever seen in our area. So we need to trim this away from the property, from the walls, and from the roof, because trees coming down on roofs can always create problems, even just when their leaves fall and their needles fall, even if you're not worrying about a branch falling. Here's a big one. So this has been crumbling. This, we need to repair the concrete. This is a safety item. And so we're going to do a concrete patch right here on both of those corners. We have more peeling paint. We're just going to take a look. The sun really beats down on the back of the house. And so we're going to scrape everywhere, do new caulking, and just touch up anywhere that we have peeling paint. I think it says no photos, please. Now, one big thing with this house that I know is coming around the bend that we are going to put off as long as we possibly can is the driveway. When we purchased this property, the driveway was problematic from the beginning, and we know one day we are going to have to invest a lot of money into redoing this driveway. So that's something we're just keeping in the back of our mind that we're not going to address yet, but we know it's coming because we're paying attention to the property. So we're going to just keep walking around the property. One thing here that we're keeping an eye on that we really should address soon is see how this concrete is sloping towards the property. You never want drainage to be going towards your foundation again. Now, the other side, it's a little bit easier because we can address it with downspout extensions, but here not so much. So the first thing that we could look into here is one of the companies that pumps the foam underneath and can lift it to just slope the water away from the property. But if that's not possible, we really are going to have to consider down the road repouring this so water and snow are not just melting towards the foundation. It could create a long-term problem for us. More peeling paint we'll address. We'll just do all these windows at the same time. And then, of course, we'll come through and pull all these weeds and make sure this looks nice, and then not to mention the yard maintenance that's going to come up. But those are just things for the house that we know are going to come. If we deal with them now, it's going to be a smaller can of worms than if we wait till down the road. One thing to pay attention to, especially when you walk around, is take a look at your roof and try to keep an eye out. This one we replaced a couple years ago, but try to keep an eye out if your roof is something that's coming, because that's expensive and you want to be able to budget for it. So that is just kind of a rundown on this house. Take a walk around your house, especially before the season change and it gets cold and it gets hard to do repairs. If you're proactive, it's easier to address it. So that's it. Have a good day. See you guys.